Seeing is perceiving. Confirmation bias is a cognitive phenomenon that influences our decision-making, critical thinking, and perception of reality. It is a deeply ingrained human tendency to seek out information that confirms our existing beliefs while disregarding or dismissing contradictory evidence. In this article, we will examine the roots of confirmation bias, explore its consequences, and provide real-life examples to help you grasp this crucial concept. Confirmation bias finds its origins in the very nature of how our brains function. As cognitive beings, we are wired to conserve mental energy, and this often leads to the use of mental shortcuts or heuristics. One of the most prevalent of these shortcuts is confirmation bias, which simplifies our decision-making process, but can sometimes lead to inaccurate conclusions. Using these cognitive shortcuts is not confined to a specific aspect of our lives. Rather, it permeates our daily interactions and decision-making processes. Whether we are making choices, consuming information, or engaging with others, confirmation bias silently exerts its influence. The consequences of confirmation bias are wide-reaching and deserve closer examination. When we selectively gather and interpret information that aligns with our preconceived notions, we increase the risk of making flawed decisions. Furthermore, confirmation bias can reinforce stereotypes and perpetuate misinformation, affecting not only our individual lives, but society as a whole. In essence, confirmation bias acts as a filter through which we see the world. It distorts our reality to fit our pre-existing beliefs. This skewed understanding of various issues can hinder our ability to adapt to changing circumstances and make well-informed choices. Let's look at some real-life examples to gain a better understanding of confirmation bias. On social media, confirmation bias is evident in the phenomenon known as the echo chamber. People tend to connect and engage primarily with others who share their views, creating a feedback loop that reinforces their existing beliefs. This phenomenon can lead to an isolated and one-sided perspective on issues. Social media platforms are intentionally designed to show us content that aligns with our interests and preferences, thereby perpetuating confirmation bias. While this personalized experience can enhance user satisfaction, it also contributes to the polarization of society. Individuals are less exposed to opposing viewpoints, which makes constructive dialogue and compromise increasingly challenging. Confirmation bias plays a substantial role in political polarization. People with opposing political beliefs become increasingly entrenched in their positions because they selectively consume information that confirms their existing views. This tendency to seek out information that aligns with one's beliefs and dismiss contrary evidence can be particularly pronounced in the political arena. Political leaders and media outlets are well aware of the power of confirmation bias and often tailor their messages to cater to their respective audiences. This approach not only deepens existing divisions, but also hinders constructive dialogue and compromise, which are essential for effective governance. In the field of medicine, confirmation bias can have a significant impact on the diagnosis and treatment of patients. Healthcare professionals, like everyone else, are susceptible to this bias. Once they have formed an opinion on a patient's condition, they may overlook symptoms that do not align with their initial hypothesis, potentially leading to misdiagnosis. The consequences of medical confirmation bias can be severe, affecting patient outcomes and well-being. To mitigate this risk, healthcare professionals must remain vigilant and open-minded, continuously reassessing their diagnosis and treatment plans to ensure the best possible care for their patients. Confirmation bias is not limited to high-stakes decisions or specialized fields. It affects us in our daily lives, often without our even realizing it. Consider, for instance, the scenario where you have a favorite brand of smartphone. When you seek out and prioritize positive reviews that support your preference, while dismissing or ignoring negative ones, you are succumbing to confirmation bias. In job interviews, both interviewers and interviewees may fall victim to confirmation bias. Interviewers may unconsciously favor candidates who confirm their initial impressions, while interviewees may selectively share information that aligns with the desired image they want to project. Confirmation bias fundamentally shapes our decisions, relationships, and worldview. Recognizing its pervasive influence is crucial for informed decision-making and fostering a more inclusive society. By acknowledging and addressing this cognitive bias, we can promote greater objectivity, enhance critical thinking, and encourage constructive dialogue, contributing to a more balanced and harmonious society.